Have you ever heard the saying, "With family like this, who needs enemies?" Well, for Angelina Jolie, that's not just a saying, it's a painful reality. Today, we're diving deep into the shocking story of how one of her own relatives, her uncle Chip Taylor, allegedly tried to sabotage her career and her reputation. But more importantly, we'll explore how Angelina, with her signature strength and intelligence, outsmarted him at every turn. This isn't just another Hollywood gossip story. It's a tale of betrayal, resilience, and ultimate triumph. Stick around, because you won't believe the lengths some people will go to, even against their own blood. So, who is this uncle? Chip Taylor is the younger brother of Angelina's famous father, Jon Voight. Like his brother and niece, Chip is also in the entertainment industry, known as a songwriter and singer. He's actually quite accomplished, having penned the iconic song, "Wild Thing." You'd think with a family full of talent, they'd be each other's biggest supporters, right? Well, the dynamic between Angelina and her father, Jon Voight, has been famously rocky for decades. Their public feuds and reconciliations have been well documented. But the story with her Uncle Chip adds another, darker layer to this complex family saga. The roots of the conflict seem to go back to Angelina's early years. After her parents' divorce, Angelina and her brother were raised primarily by their mother, Marceline Bertrand. The relationship with their father's side of the family became strained. As Angelina's star began to rise in the late 90s and early 2000s, some relatives, who had been distant for years, suddenly seemed very interested in her life. This is where Chip Taylor re-enters the picture. According to various reports and inside sources, Chip saw his niece's burgeoning fame not as a source of pride, but as an opportunity. The first major incident that brought this private family drama into the public eye was around 2007. At the time, Angelina Jolie was at the peak of her global fame. She was a blockbuster movie star, a UN Goodwill ambassador, and part of Hollywood's ultimate power couple with Brad Pitt. Her image was carefully curated, that of a humanitarian, a devoted mother, and a reformed wild child. It was the perfect time for someone with inside information to try and tear it all down. And that's allegedly what Chip Taylor attempted to do. He reportedly began shopping around old, private home videos of Angelina from when she was a teenager. These weren't just innocent family movies. Sources claimed the tapes depicted a young, vulnerable Angelina in a state of distress. At the time, she was struggling with personal issues, which she has been very open about in her later years. She was a teenager trying to find her way. The alleged goal was to sell these tapes to the highest tabloid bidder, creating a scandal that would shatter her carefully crafted public persona and cause her immense personal embarrassment. It was a calculated move, seemingly designed to exploit her past struggles for financial gain. Imagine the betrayal. The person who should have been a protective figure, an uncle, was allegedly trying to sell your most vulnerable moments to the world. It's a level of disloyalty that's hard to comprehend. So, how did Angelina react? Did she panic? Did she break down? No. She did what Angelina Jolie does best. She played chess while her opponent was playing checkers. Instead of letting the tabloids control the narrative, Angelina's team got ahead of the story. They didn't deny the existence of the tapes, nor did they try to cover them up, which would have only fueled more speculation. Instead, they took a smarter approach. They acknowledged her difficult past. Angelina herself had already spoken candidly about her darker times as a young woman. By being open and honest about her struggles with self-doubt and her rebellious phase, she had already taken the power away from anyone trying to use it against her. She essentially told the world, "Yes, I had a tough time. I was a work in progress. I've grown and learned from it." This honesty and vulnerability made her more relatable, not less. The public saw a woman who had overcome adversity, not a perfect movie star with a secret to hide. By owning her own story, she made the scandalous tapes lose their shock value. What is there to expose when the person has already exposed themselves, on their own terms? It was a brilliant move. The supposed bombshell turned out to be a dud, and Chip Taylor's alleged scheme to cash in on his niece's past fell flat. But the story doesn't end there. This wasn't a one-time event. Over the years, both Chip Taylor and Jon Voight have made public statements that seem designed to undermine Angelina, particularly during her highly publicized divorce from Brad Pitt. In 2016, as the divorce proceedings began, Voight gave interviews expressing his concern for his daughter and grandchildren, often painting a picture of instability. Chip Taylor also chimed in, giving interviews to tabloids where he spoke about Angelina's erratic behavior and her demons. Let's pause and analyze this tactic. They were using the language of concern, but the interviews were given to gossip magazines, not communicated privately. This is a classic passive-aggressive move. It allows them to say damaging things while maintaining a facade of just being worried family members. They were feeding the very media machine that was dissecting every aspect of Angelina's life during one of her most difficult personal moments. So how did Angelina outsmart this new wave of attacks? Again, she refused to play their game. She didn't engage in a public war of words. She didn't issue angry press releases or give retaliatory interviews. Instead, she focused her energy where it mattered most, on her children and her legal case. She maintained a dignified silence in the face of public provocation. This silence was incredibly powerful. It made her uncle and father's public comments look petty and self-serving. While they were talking to the press, she was taking care of her family, working on her humanitarian projects, and building her case privately. Her strategy was to let their words and actions speak for themselves. By refusing to stoop to their level, she elevated herself above the drama. The public could see a clear contrast: a mother fiercely protecting her children's privacy versus relatives who seemed eager to air the family's dirty laundry for a headline. It was a masterclass in controlling your own narrative by refusing to participate in a toxic one. She showed the world that the most powerful response is sometimes no response at all. Ultimately, Angelina Jolie's story with her uncle is a lesson in resilience. It shows that you can't control what other people do, not even your own family. But you can control how you react. She faced betrayal not with anger, but with intelligence. She met exploitation not with fear, but with strategy. She turned potential career-ending scandals into moments that actually humanized her, and, in many ways, strengthened her connection with the public. She's proven time and again that she is the author of her own story. No one, not a tabloid, not a rival, and certainly not a relative with a grudge, gets to write it for her. She has built a life and career on her own terms, fiercely protecting her family and her integrity along the way. It's a powerful reminder that true strength isn't about never getting knocked down. It's about how you get back up and how you outsmart the people who tried to knock you down in the first place. Angelina Jolie didn't just survive the attempts to ruin her. She thrived, proving that living well and living wisely is truly the best revenge. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think about this family drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more deep dives into stories like this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.